Hello guys, and today I'm going to show you the difference between the remove and the discard method in Python. So to remove two things, then there's a remove method and the discard method in Python. But what's the difference? There should be some difference, right? Otherwise, it goes against the Zen of Python. So uh, I'm going to show you that difference and which one to use at what time, right? Sometimes you don't know which one to use. Sometimes you'll use this one, or sometimes you'll use that one. But both have advantages and different places you have to use each of them. So without wasting any time, let's jump onto the PC and have a look. Okay, I've created a Python file here called remove versus discard. As you know, Python sets are unordered. I'm going to show you proof for that as well. Uh, Animals equal to double quotes because it's a string, so I'll say lion, tiger, cheetah, elephant, and bear. For now, this much is enough. Otherwise, they're not getting into the big lines of code. Uh, for this explanation, it's enough, right? It's clearly enough. And I'm going to say, now, I'm going to say, as you all know, sets are unordered. I'm going to start running this Python file here. So if we get tiger, lion, elephant, cheetah, bear, we get a different order. Elephant, lion, cheetah, tiger, bear. Elephant, lion, bear, tiger, cheetah. Lion, elephant, bear, tiger, cheetah. So that proves that sets are unordered. Now, if I want to remove lion from this set, I'm going to say animals dot remove in brackets in a single quotes lion. So it's going to remove lion from this. So bear, cheetah, tiger, elephant, elephant, tiger, bear, cheetah. So it's removed lion from this. Now, if I say animals dot discard lion, this one also does the same thing. So basically, we are trying to say discard and remove all do the same thing. So discard and remove all do the same thing. Uh, then what's the difference? Difference, right? Difference. Okay, now if you all heard of the Zen of Python, the Zen of Python is basically those 19 golden rules which all Python programmers have to follow because it's a rule. So I'm going to show you that Zen of Python. I'm going to show you what is the Zen of Python right now and why it is obstructing the Zen of Python. Okay, I've got to my browser and I'm going to type in Zen of Python. It's under the PEP 20, it's 19 golden rules. It was written by Tim Peters. So this is the Zen of Python. Beautiful is better than ugly. Explicit is better than implicit. Simple is better than complex. Complex is better than complicated. Flat is better than nested. Sparse is better than dense. Readability counts. Special cases aren't special enough to break the rules. Although practicability beats purity. Error should never pass silently unless explicitly silenced. In the face of ambiguity, refuse temptation to guess. There should be only one and preferably only one obvious way to do it. Although that way may not be obvious at first unless you're touched. Now is better than never. Although now, never is often better than right now. If the implementation is hard to explain, it's a bad idea. The implementation it's easy to explain. It may be a good idea. Namespaces are one honking great idea. Let's do more of these. So see, this is first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. So there are 19 golden rules. Now I'm not asking you to look at all because if I sit and explain all, it's going to take me a lot of time. I'm asking you to look at this one. There should be only one and preferably only one obvious way of doing it. There should be only one and preferably only one obvious way of doing it. And why are there two ways of removing it in Python? remove sets, remove items from a set in Python. Let's go back to IntelliJ. Now, let's say animals dot discard maybe a dog. We're going to discard a dog from animals. Now, what's going to happen? This dog is not there in the top set, right? So, what is it going to discard? So that is why, that's why here discard doesn't actually cause an error if the item is not there in the set. But let's say remove, let's add a remove dog, items of remove dog would cause an error to the code because there's a key error dog. There's no dog. That is why. But a discard would actually not cause an error, but just move on with the code. So now you must be thinking, now I've understood the difference between discard and remove. Why should I use remove when I can use discard? Why should I use remove? Because it's anyways no use of using it, right? There is an important thing of using. I'm going to create a new Python file to show you that. Travel underscore items. Okay, let's say you're traveling on a plane and you are restricted on some items, right, in a plane. So I'm going to say items equal to, I'm taking clothes, I'm taking maybe fuel, I'm taking a camera, I'm taking my laptop, I'm taking a gun, yeah, and I'm taking maybe my phone. Okay, these are the things I'm taking on my plane. Now, let's say restricted underscore items on a plane would be such as a catapult, gun, fuel is obviously restricted on the flight. Then a matchstick is obviously restricted on a flight, and maybe shampoo is restricted on a flight. So now here, if I say four restricted items in restricted items, items dot remove restricted items, print items I can take. I'll show you what this code is doing as they run. So basically, so this has caused a little error. Why? Because we are using the remove method. Because we are using the remove method, it has caused a little error. Because we don't have catapult in items. So here the remove method is not required or is useless, because if it's going to go, it's forcing you to put catapults in items, then only it can do, which is not what we want. So items dot discard would do the job. So we get our items, we can carry a phone, we can carry a camera, we can carry clothes, and we can carry laptops, right? So here I remove no useless. I'll show you why again. Because it is looking for catapult in the code. Okay, we don't run any debugger. Yeah, okay. It is looking for catapults in the code which we do not want, right? If it's not there, just move on to the next item, right? That is what discard does. Items to discard, laptop, phone, clothes, camera. Okay, now you're satisfied with what discard does, and you understood what discard does. Then then you'll be wondering, why am I saying remove is good? Let me show you. I'm going to create a new Python file called I'm going to create a new Python file, as I said, medical underscore trials. Trials. Yeah, got it. Okay, now I'm going to paste in some code which I've typed in myself. Yes, here you go. So let me explain to you drugs or medicines. So before I start explaining, this is to just tell you I'm not a certified medical trainer. So I'm not a certified medical trainer, and this is just for educational purposes and explaining purposes, right? Okay. These are few drugs or medicines called amlodipine, which is a blood pressure medicine. Carbimazole is an antithyroid agent. Edaxibin is an anticoagulant. Erythromycin is an antibiotic. Lisinopril is a high blood pressure medicine. Methotrexate is a rheumatoid arthritis. Paracetamol is a painkiller, and warfarin is an anticoagulant. So warfarin is an anticoagulant. Now I have these few patients like Annie, Bob, Charlie, and Dennis. Obviously, they're naming order. I've just put it. Anna, Bob, Charlie, Dennis. So Anna has to take methoxidate, paracetamol, and warfarin. You can have a look at what you can mix it up with and check. Bob has to take carbimazole, erythromycin, methoxidate, and paracetamol. Charlie has to take lisinopril, paracetamol, warfarin. Dennis has to take amlodipine, usorinipil, carbimazole, and warfarin. Now, warfarin is out of stock. So let me give a comment here. Warfarin is out of stock. Replace warfarin with another anticoagulant, edaxibin. Edaxibin. Yeah, edaxibin. So now we are going to replace warfarin with edaxibin. So that is what we're going to do. So let me continue now. Here, anticoagulant, edaxibin. They both are anticoagulants, right? So we can. So I'll say for patient in patients, right? For patient in patients, prescription, that's that prescription, equal to patients in brackets, patient prescription dot remove. So we're trying to remove warfarin and prescription dot add edaxibin. Edaxibin. No, sorry, edaxibin. So you must be wondering why I put in double. Sorry, it's just page. Oh, you must be wondering why I didn't put this in double quotes as it's a string, because it is in this dictionary here. So we don't need to put it, right? It's already here, so it's not, we don't need to put it. So now this would change everyone's warfarin to edaxibin. So I'm going to use the discard method, which is really can be really bad here. You might be thinking it doesn't cause an error, so why is it bad? But you'll understand when I actually explain to you. Print patient. So I'm going to print the patients. So now basically what I'm trying to do here is print patients. I'm sorry, not patient, because otherwise I keep going. Yeah, we've come to the screen. Now what have we done here? Let me actually explain to you. Give me a second. Yes, so basically we have done in this code. So this is the patients, and these I have explained to you. For patient in patients, so for each patient in all the patients, prescription equal to patients. So basically whatever the patients are, the prescription is equal to whatever the patients are, that patient. Prescriptions or discards warfarin by removing warfarin and adding edaxaban. Really easy code, not really hard at all. And print patients. So it's just a 4-line code. So Annie is equal to edaxaban. Let me go to her actual one here. Okay, so basically these are her three. So the warfarin changed to edaxaban, paracetamol was remains, and methoxyrate remains. Let me come to Charlie first before going to Bob. Charlie, warfarin changed to edaxaban, paracetamol remains, and lisinopril remains. And Dennis, lisinopril remains, carbimazole remains, and amlodipine remains, and edaxaban warfarin changes to edaxaban. But Charlie here does not have warfarin, right? But Bob, sorry, not Charlie, sorry, Bob doesn't have warfarin. So he is erythromycin, methoxyrate, carbimazole, paracetamol. Those are the 4 ones. But edaxaban also added. Edaxaban also added. Here, it's so much better for the code to crash instead of killing Bob. If you had used the discard method here, if you use the discard method like we are doing, we'll end up killing Bob, right? So it is here more good, more better for the remove method instead of the discard method, right? Here it should have been the remove method instead of the discard method. And here it says prescription or remove warfarin. Here a warfarin is an anticoagulant, meaning yeah, so that would be actually killed better than killing Bob, right? So that's what it's better than killing Bob. So now let's continue. Okay, but we also don't want the code to crash, right? Because it's the worst thing a programmer can imagine. So how can we solve this problem? So I'm going to type uh, if warfarin in a prescription, then you do this. Okay, once control tab would do this, right? If warfarin in prescription, then only do this. Else print warfarin is not in this patient's prescription. Please remove this patient. Please, let's not say please remove. So please, not please remove patient name. Patient, sorry, patient name. So you just say patient is not taking warfarin. I don't need to use a S string here because it's not required. S string is not required. Actually, making the patient's name would be a great idea, right? So patient name, patient. Patient. So that's what S strings are. So that's what can make our code better, and it will. Now, here we can use the remove method. Warfarin. So warfarin is not taken in this patient's prescription. Patient name Bob is not taking warfarin, and then it actually goes. So it doesn't prescribe it to Bob. So carbimazole, erythromycin, methoxyrate, and paracetamol. Those are the 4 things. That is, there's another way of doing it through remove method, but that requires that goes into huge knowledge of Python. So I'm not going to, that's the try method. So try and explicit. So that is what is it. that method. You could use also that, no problem. That's fine. But I hope now you've understood the remove and discard difference and where it's useful. Discard is useful in that plain one we saw because we do. If it's not, the item is not there, also doesn't matter. The item is not there, doesn't matter. Go to the next step. But here, if we use the discard method, we end up killing Bob. So we'd end up killing Bob, and that would be like very bad, right? So we can use remove, and remove will alert us, and we can use remove with this if else. So if warfarin in prescription, then only do this, else do. So that is also this video. If you learned something new or if you have understood the difference, please give this video a thumbs up and also like, share, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon for further updates. See you all next time.